Cheers.
On the whole, members of the public really wanted to help, even though on some of the challenges I was saying the most bizarre thing. I mean, I'm quite independent myself, but
Sure.
It's nice to know that if I was more severely disabled, there is that help available.
He might have got the most support on the street, but when it comes to getting auditions, that's a totally different matter.
It's really down to production companies to not be fearful about working with a disabled artist. If we can get past that fear of how you actually film with somebody in a wheelchair, their changing
Access
rooms,
and all
yeah,
of that
and
stuff.
and panics about ramps everywhere. And
That fear often comes from ignorance, so I believe
The only way for society to accept disability as readily as these children do is surely for there to be better representation on screen.
I'm delighted to say that Kerry has joined us. Thanks for coming on. We should, at the beginning, we should say that we did check the sort of viewers' log, the correspondence to the BBC that day, and they were supportive. There were very few who came out with this line as like, "You're frightening the children."
Well, I think there were actually 9 complaints in total, and then thousands of messages of support. So I think it's really important to flag up that the story, as such, was the fact that people kind of reacted to, the people who kind of said the bad things, and that in itself was the story.
Yeah, but we need more people like yourself who are willing to put themselves up for these, whatever the presenting job, acting job, to allow children to get used to looking at people with disabilities, and therefore they're not frightened. It's a vicious kind of circle,
Well, yeah,
isn't it?
no, of course it is. And I know plenty of disabled actors and presenters who would like to be in my position, but it's just a case of, are there the opportunities, and are producers willing to take those kind of risks? And, I think the one thing that, that this whole situation proves is that there just isn't enough disabled talent on the telly.
Neil, what's your take on this story?
I think it's interesting you said that you had 9 complaints and thousands of supportive messages or whatever. I think there's probably people in the media are too timid about this issue, really. And they should probably confront that timidity within themselves. Because
The main thing was the children didn't have a problem at all, did they? It seems the parents were probably the ones complaining about it.
I mean, I think we're all bombarded by this image of the body beautiful, especially women. We're just surrounded by magazines of...
Men are now as well.
Well, yes.
But the ability to fix things, if you've, wonky teeth or a crooked nose, people go and fix it, don't they?
Yes.
But as you say, we're bombarded with perfection.
And I suppose some people would find it odd that I might choose not to go down that route. But, it's a very, very personal thing.
I don't think people would find it odd though either. I mean, I think people totally respect your decision and would probably actually, like me, sympathise with it.
Well, now, as an adult, but when I was a child, it wasn't, it was questioned a lot. But, it was just instinctive to me. I just never, ever wanted to wear a prosthetic arm. So, that was just the choice I made.
All right. Well, listen, onward and upward, and best of luck with your sort of presenting career and everything,
I love the fact Kerry told me earlier if she could change anything about herself, it would be to make her hair blonder.
Yeah.
She's sick of getting highlights.
Yeah, it's quite annoying.
I
Have hair.
Would be nice, wouldn't it?
know. No, thank you so
Thanks
much,
for coming
Kerry.
on.
Good
Thanks
to
very
see
much.
you. Thank you.
Do send us your thoughts on this to our website, bbc.co.uk/The One Show. Now, so far in our series on the stories behind